This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Good evening, this is 13 News.
We bring you the day's top stories
that shape the country and the world.
Let's get into the headlines right now. Tropical depression Maymay leaves the Philippine landmass but continues to bring rains. Several LGUs, including Metro Manila, announced class suspensions for tomorrow.
The United States asks Philippine government to extradite Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, according to an ambassador. A lawmaker says his extradition is due.
Senator Bato de la Rosa remains in the country, says the PNP. Malacanang probes those behind misinformation that Bato has already been arrested.
No fare hike, no transport strike. This following President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s directive to increase fuel subsidies for PUV drivers.
And back-to-back win for Filipino athletes. EJ Obiena wins 7th gold in Germany. Alex Ayala downs Alicia Parks at the Canadian Open.
All these and more here on 13 News.
Heavy rains, floods, and deadly landslides, the wrath of tropical depression Maymay continues to batter the country. Even after leaving the Philippine landmass, Maymay's impact lingers, with the southwest monsoon fueling relentless rains and strong winds across Luzon.
2 lives were lost when a landslide buried part of an eatery in Benguet. In Rizal, 2 siblings perished after massive rocks crashed into their home. Non-stop rains also pounded Luzon and Metro Manila.
And tonight, authorities race to clear debris, control floods, and warn the public to stay vigilant as Maymay's impact lingers. IBC correspondent Ezra Abad has the full report.
Non-stop rains, floods, and landslides. That's what several parts of the country endured under the impact of Tropical Depression Maymay, along with the intensified southwest monsoon. In La Trinidad, Benguet, 2 people were killed and another injured when a landslide buried part of an eatery in Silan. Authorities report that since yesterday, the province has been experiencing heavy rains due to Maymay and Hambagat.
8 p.m. kagabi hanggang ngayon po, 8 a.m. ngayon ay umabot po tayo ng 200 mm na buhos ang ulan dito po sa atin. Kaya yun po siguro yung nag-cause, kaya po talagang bumagsak po yung dito po yung parte ng ating isang part ng lupa sa taas at bumagsak po siya dito sa baba.
Local officials assure that assistance has been extended to the affected families, including those who lost loved ones. In Rodriguez, Rizal, 2 siblings died after massive rocks crashed into their home in San Rafael. In the same area, a man was swept away by raging waters after the spillway overflowed. Video shows him sliding helplessly into deeper currents. Authorities have also closed the Longlong Balite Tamawan Road in Benguet after a portion of the mountain collapsed. Meanwhile, floods submerged homes in San Gabriel, La Union, with torrents of mud sweeping through communities.
May bahay dun sa baba, may buko-buko, abot na niya.
In Baguio City's Barangay Irisan, motorists waded through gutter-deep waters amid non-stop rains. Here in Metro Manila, the southwest monsoon intensified by Maymay continues to drench the capital. MMDA is doing round-the-clock maintenance at the San Perfecto pumping station in San Juan and clearing trash to prevent blockages. With the help of Tupad workers, declogging operations were carried out along Taft Avenue in Manila, Sunflower Street in Ilabang, and Ninoy Aquino Avenue in Parañaque. The MMDA is once again reminding the public to dispose of garbage properly to avoid clogged canals and worsening floods. Street vendors are also feeling the pinch as the wet weather disrupts daily sales. And in light of the severe conditions, the expanded number coding scheme is suspended today, August 6, to ease mobility for commuters and motorists. Several local government units have announced class suspensions for tomorrow, including Manila, as well as Pangasinan, in all levels in both private and public schools. Schools in La Trinidad, Benguet, San Fernando, Pampanga, Cavite, Laguna, and Occidental Mindoro have canceled classes in anticipation of heavy rains, floods, and possible landslides. Ezra Abad, IBC News.
Tropical depression Maymay has left the Philippine landmass tonight. It was last located 150 kilometers east of northeast Etiaga, Isabela, with a wind and gust packing 45 kilometers per hour and a gustiness of 70 kilometers per hour. It is bringing rains with gusty winds over major parts of Luzon. Flash floods and landslides are still possible. Meanwhile, southwest monsoon continues to bring occasional rains here in Metro Manila and remains parts of Luzon and Visayas. Due to Tropical Depression Maymay, signal number 1 is up over the southeastern portion of mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, and northeastern portion of Nueva Vizcaya, as well as northern and central portions of Aurora, eastern portion of Kalinga, eastern portion of the Mountain Province, and eastern portion of Ifugao. Based on Pag-asa's tracker, Maymay is forecast to continue weakening and may be downgraded into a remnant low tonight or tomorrow early morning. It will then move southeastward until it merges into a larger circulation of tropical cyclone Dolphin that is outside of the Philippine area of responsibility.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered all agencies to mobilize and ensure the safety of Filipinos affected by the lingering effects of Tropical Depression Maymay and southwest monsoon. The NDR-RMC is now on full alert, with preemptive evacuations underway in flood and landslide-prone areas. IBC correspondent Harley Valbuena has the details.
Amid non-stop rains in Metro Manila and huge part of the country brought by Tropical Storm Maymay and enhanced habagat, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ordered all respective agencies to mobilize and ensure the safety of all affected Filipinos.
Sa kasalukuyan ay nasa full alert status na ang National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council o NDRRMC bilang tugon sa direktiba ng Pangulo. Patuloy na ring nagpapatupad ang ng maagap na hakbang ang lahat ng member agencies ng NDRRMC sa paghahanda at pag-iingat upang matiyak ang agarang pagtugon.
Preemptive evacuation were already in place, especially in flood and landslide-prone areas. Metropolitan Manila Development Authority's rescue personnel and equipment are also on standby, along with constant coordination with LGUs. Mobile pumps and all 73 pumping stations also remain operational.
Handa ang Pangulo at ang pamahalaan sa anumang sakuna.
According to the Department of Social Welfare and Development, almost 1.8 million pesos was allocated for humanitarian assistance. Over 5 million family food packs were readied, along with 1.6 billion pesos standby funds. Ready-to-eat food items and sleeping kits were also distributed to several provinces. The Joint Response Team of Philippine Coast Guard also conducted preemptive evacuation from coastal communities, while the Department of Public Works and Highways immediately performed clearing operations on several flooded areas in Metro Manila. The agency is active 24/7 to ensure safe travel of motorists and commuters. As of 6 a.m. today, over 80,000 individuals were reported to be affected by the weather disturbance. They are from regions 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, Bangsamoro, and Cordillera. Almost 7,000 remain inside evacuation centers. 83 flooded areas were also recorded in regions 1, 3, 9, and Barm. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
The U.S. government has formally requested the extradition of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy to face charges in America. This was confirmed to IBC 13 by Philippine Ambassador to the U.S. Babes Romualdez, saying the request has already been transmitted by the U.S. Embassy to the Department of Justice. But in a statement, the Department of Justice clarified they have yet to officially receive the extradition documents as of press time, noting that under the treaty, the DFA is the first point of contact. Kibuloy, listed among the FBI's most wanted for sex trafficking, fraud, and cash smuggling, is currently detained at the Pasig City Jail on separate domestic cases of alleged sexual abuse and human trafficking. Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality Chairperson Risa Ontiveros said it is time to extradite Kibuloy, stressing that victims deserve justice. The senator also added that Kibuloy should no longer have influence in the country because of what he has done.
The Philippine National Police says Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa is still in the Philippines amid an ICC warrant of arrest for alleged crimes against humanity. The PNP said it is monitoring various areas where Senator Bato may be hiding, as it continues to receive information of the senator's whereabouts.
Looking at the different places of the supposed whereabouts of friends, relatives, as well as kung sino yung lagi niyang kasama. And most probably is nandito siya sa Pilipinas.
Meanwhile, Malacanang dismissed circulating claims that De La Rosa has already been arrested, calling them a diversionary tactic. The Presidential Communications Office has tasked its anti-fake news desk to investigate whether those spreading the misinformation could be held liable, while also ordering a probe into possible malicious intent.
Pero hindi po ito tutulugan ng gobyerno. Lahat po ngayon ng fake news, hindi man ito, talagang pinatututukan na po ng PCO.
Despite economic challenges, more Filipinos are joining the workforce. The PSA reports over 1.12 million new job seekers entered the labor market in June. Most of the new entrants are fresh graduates, signaling growing confidence to seek employment. IBC correspondent Cristal Ramizares has the story.
More Filipinos have joined the labor force in June 2026. Based on the latest labor force survey of the Philippine Statistics Authority, an additional 1.12 million job seekers have entered the labor market. This increased the country's labor force to 53.25 million Filipinos for the month of June, compared to 52.13 million for the month of May. Most of them are fresh graduates.
Doon sa 650,000 na pumasok as new entrant in the labor market na 650,000, 592,000 doon, sila yung pinakamalaki, ay age 15 to 24. So pwede natin masabi na ito yung mga graduates natin.
The PSA also recorded an increase in the number of employed Filipinos as of June 2026, totaling 50.66 million, higher compared to May. The services sector accounted for the largest share of employed individuals, followed by administrative and support service activities and public administration and defense. Education ranked fourth in terms of the number of employed individuals for June.
Pang-apat, yung education, dahil nga pagbukas ng pasukan mula sa primary or elementary education ang nagdagdag.
Meanwhile, the unemployment rate slightly increased from 4.8 in the previous month to 4.9% in June. The Department of Labor and Employment explains that this was largely driven by the influx of 1 million job seekers last May. A higher labor force also reflects higher confidence among Filipinos to seek employment and contributing for the good of the economy. Amid this, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. aims to prioritize upskilling Filipinos on AI and digital skills training. In his recent meeting with the Private Sector Advisory Council or PSAC Education and Job Sector Group, the President emphasized to strengthen programs to address job skills mismatch and provide quality jobs to Filipinos. Cristal Ramizares, IBC News.
Commuters can still breathe a little easier as fare hikes remain suspended while a bigger fuel subsidy for jeepney and UV Express drivers kicks off next week. Meanwhile, after talks with the DOTR, transport groups have withdrawn their planned strike and are now welcoming the fuel discount increase. IBC correspondent Patrick Gupo filed this report.
The Department of Transportation has announced that the 1 peso and 2 peso jeepney fare hike approved last March will remain suspended.
Mananatiling suspended po ngayon yung fare hike na piso at 2 piso.
Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez said the government decided to defer the fare increase amid continuing volatility in global oil prices brought about by tensions in the Middle East.
Hindi po ibig sabihin na disapproved. Suspended lang sapagkat ang DOTR, ang Pamahalang Nasyonal, kailangan magbigay at maghanap ng pamamaraan para makatulong sa ating transport crew.
Instead of passing the burden to commuters, the government said it will provide direct assistance to the transport sector. Starting August 15, the fuel discount for jeepney and UV Express drivers will increase from 10 to 12 pesos per liter.
Kahapon po inanunsyo na rin po ng ating mahal na Executive Secretary na yung fuel discount po natin from 10 pesos magiging 12 pesos na po, effective August 15.
Lopez also said the Department of Transportation and the Department of Social Welfare and Development have completed the master list of beneficiaries for the government's Uplift program. Under the program, about 200,000 PUV drivers and operators are expected to receive 2,000 pesos in monthly cash assistance per household once the next wave of distribution begins. The transport chief also explained why the fuel discount was not increased to 15 pesos or 20 pesos per liter. He said implementation remains limited, with some gas stations still unable to fully participate in the program, making a larger subsidy less effective at this stage. Meanwhile, Pasang Mazda, Altodap, Busina, and other transport groups have called off their planned transport strike after meeting with the Department of Transportation.
Ako po bilang pangkalahatang Pangulo ng Pasang Mazda, kinol off ko po ang strike namin bukas.
The transport group also welcomed the government's decision to increase the fuel discount, saying it would help public utility drivers cope with rising fuel costs.
Pinasasalamatan po ang ating kalihim pagkat siya ang tulay natin sa Pangulong Bongbong Marcos tungkol po dito sa itinaas na 2 piso na fuel subsidy.
As part of its relief measures, the government will also waive toll fees for provincial buses starting August 10, extend the PITX terminal fee waiver until the end of the year, and remove monthly terminal fees in 86 SM public transport terminals nationwide beginning August 15 to further ease the financial burden on the transport sector. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
Amid criticisms, nothing is final yet on the PAC Silica project in New Clark City, Tarlac. In fact, the government is still having dialogues with sectors and communities that may be affected by the project. According to Malacanang, the Basis Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA, has already met with local officials of Capas to ensure balanced and responsible development without compromising community welfare. The BCDA has clarified that no data centers will rise on the site, only manufacturing hubs for chips and semiconductors. PAC Silica is expected to attract major investments, create jobs, and open opportunities for local businesses. This may also include modern agriculture programs and livelihood initiatives designed to benefit residents and farmers.
Hindi sila mangmang sa kung ano ang PAC Silica. Sana alam nila talaga kung ano ang nilalaman ng agreement na ito.
Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala advances to the round of 32 of the National Bank Open after defeating American ace player Alicia Parks in a 3-set thriller. Ayala dominated the opening set 6-1 before Parks responded with a 6-4 win in the second to force a deciding set. Ayala took control in the third set by winning 4 straight games to complete a 6-2 victory and avenge her earlier loss to Parks at the Australian Open this year. After the match, Ayala thanked the Filipino fans who continued to support her during her tournament campaign.
I am eternally grateful. I mean, I just came off Washington, so I really feel like this is a celebration. Alam mo yung kababayan, linggo-linggo ko kayo nakikita, sinusuporta ako. Linggo-linggo ko nakikita kung gaano yung kamahal ang kapwa niyong Pinoy. Kaya proud ako din maging Pinoy.
Ayala will next face another American standout, Katie McNally, on Saturday after McNally pulled off an upset victory over reigning Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova. Filipino pole vault star E.J. Obiena bagged another gold medal, capturing his 7th title of the season at the International Stabhock Sprung meeting in Joachim, Germany. Obiena cleared 5.83 meters to secure his 2nd straight tournament victory, edging Qatar's Seyfeldin Abdel Salam on countback after both athletes cleared the same height. He attempted to clear a season-best 5.93 meters, but fell short, remaining just below his current season best of 5.85 meters. Despite the challenge, Obiena said he was pleased to come away with the win as he continues his preparation for his upcoming international competitions. Coming up next, bogus names or real recipients. The prosecution raises new questions over Vice President Sara Duterte's confidential funds. Stay tuned. This is 30 News.
She's a fictional character, but I just really love her and her personality resonates sa akin. It would be Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. I love her presence, I love her command, and I wish to learn more from her.
Okay, I think I might be breaking the rules a bit here, but I really want to have the opportunity na makausap, makakwentuhan our local fisher folks and farmers. Sometimes I think that the most important voices are the ones that are least heard, and I think our fisher folks, our farmers, they deserve more visibility.
The House prosecution is standing by its claim that several names appearing in Vice President Sara Duterte's confidential fund documents are bogus. With the impeachment trial set to resume next week, prosecutors say they are ready to present more key witnesses as they continue to build their case before the Senate impeachment court. IBC News correspondent Earl Tobias has the report.
Andy Lim, Patty Ting, and Alejandro Piquit. These are just some of the so-called mysterious names listed as recipients of confidential funds. These names even drew laughter during yesterday's impeachment trial. The prosecution has long branded these names as bogus, for they have no matching records with the Philippine Statistics Authority. The intriguing question now, were these names simply just invented to liquidate the Vice President's confidential funds?
Yung makakasagot niyan, yung depensa. Pero isang bagay, no? Kung alias po yung pangalan, iba't may pirma. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung pirma ba alias din?
The prosecution says that if the names were simply aliases and the money was legitimately spent, the liquidation should not have been filled with questionable receipts and inconsistent documents.
Mary Grace Piato supposedly binigyan ng reward in the form of medicines worth 70,000 pesos. Malino kagad ang problema kung medicine pala ang binigay sa kanya, nasa no official receipt.
The panel also stresses that the Commission on Audit has upheld its notice of disallowance, requiring Vice President Sara Duterte to return millions of pesos in confidential funds that the state auditors said were not properly accounted for.
Burden na po. Cargo na po nila, napatunayan na hindi personal yung pinagamitan ng pera niyan.
The defense counters that the notice of disallowance is not yet final and can still be appealed to the Supreme Court. But the prosecution disagrees, saying the COA order is already final and executory.
Ibig sabihin, kung hindi po mag-i-issue ng TRO yung Supreme Court, tapos na po yung boxing.
The prosecution further says the impeachment court is now the proper place for the defense to answer the allegations after the Supreme Court dismissed petitions seeking to stop the trial.
Sinubukan nila napigilan ng pagtakbo ng proseso sa Supreme Court. So nasa Senado na ang kaso. Dito na sila sumagot ngayon.
Next week, the prosecution will present Vice President Duterte's trusted disbursement officers, Gina Acosta and Edward Fajarda, Both have already testified before the House hearings. This time, prosecutors want them to detail their role in the release and disbursement of the confidential funds.
Bawal magsinungaling ha? Bawal magsinungaling because they are under oath. Sana maging consistent sila sa kanilang mga naging kwento na.
If the defense continues to attempt delaying the trial by challenging the prosecution's documents, Luistra says the panel is prepared to use the same marked documents already identified by the defense during cross-examination. Earl Tobias, IBC News.
The Department of Education, or DepEd, has been granted greater flexibility in determining the most effective teaching approaches for the basic education curriculum under a new law. The Republic Act No. 12322, which lapsed into law on August 2nd, amends the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, allowing DepEd to adopt the pedagogical approaches it deems most effective to help students master knowledge and skills at every level. The measure allows and removes the previous requirement that prescribed specific standards and principles for curriculum development. Under the new law, DepEd is also required to conduct a comprehensive review of the basic education curriculum every 5 years to ensure it remains relevant, responsive, and effective for learners. The law will take effect 15 days after its publication in the Official Gazette or in a newspaper of general circulation.
Heads up, film enthusiasts, the 2026 Cinemalaya Philippine Independent Film Festival kicks off. The country's premier independent film fest kicks off with 9 full-length feature films and 10 short films. This year's lineup features a wide range of genres, including coming-of-age, social realism, and conflict and war narratives. Moviegoers can watch the films at partner cinemas, including Shangri-La Plaza's Red Carpet Cinemas, Gateway Cineplex 18, and select Ayala Mall cinemas. The festival runs from today until August 18. A total solar eclipse will occur next week on August 12. The path of totality will cross Greenland, Iceland, a small part of northeast Portugal, and northern Spain. Meanwhile, much of Europe, parts of North America, and Northeast Africa will experience a partial solar eclipse. The event will be the first total solar eclipse visible from mainland Europe since 1999, while the European Space Agency is set to broadcast the celestial event live for audiences around the world.
A fire-nado formed in central Utah as wildfires continue to spread across the state. Meanwhile, Japan commemorated the 81st anniversary of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. CJ Reyes has the details.
A fire-nado formed in central Utah. The fiery twister was spotted over the Widemouth 2 wildfire, one of several fires burning across the state. Fire-nados form when intense heat from a wildfire creates a rapidly rising, rotating column of hot air, fire, and smoke. According to local officials, the Widemouth 2 wildfire was sparked by lightning and has burned about 85,000 acres, forcing the evacuation of about 400 people. Meanwhile, today marks the 81st anniversary of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima that killed an estimated 140,000 people by the end of 1945. Residents paid their respects by observing a minute of silence at the Ayoy Bridge, believed to have been the original target of the atomic bomb. A peace memorial ceremony was held at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, attended by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. In her address, Takaichi said Japan would take a realistic approach to nuclear disarmament while upholding the country's 3 non-nuclear principles. Hiroshima's mayor also urged world leaders to stop justifying nuclear weapons as a means of deterrence and called for concrete steps towards their abolition. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, has developed a robot that can both fly and swim underwater. The $300 flapping robot weighs about 250 grams, roughly the weight of a small hamster. Lead author Rafael Zufre said he hopes the robot can eventually be used to monitor and help protect the ocean. Meanwhile, NASA is celebrating the 14th anniversary of the Curiosity rover's landing on Mars. The car-sized rover has captured more than 700,000 images, with its discoveries providing evidence that the red planet once had conditions capable of supporting microbial life.
Alas Pilipinas has arrived in Chile for the 2026 FIVB Volleyball Girls U17 World Championship. After a 32-hour journey from Manila, Alas Pilipinas resumed preparations ahead of the tournament, which runs from August 6 to 16. The Philippines will open its campaign against defending champion and world number 1 China before taking on Mexico, Peru, Tunisia, and Venezuela in Pool B. Good luck, ladies! And before we wrap up tonight's newscast, we bring you the results of the PCSO's 9 p.m. lottery draws. For the Lotto 642, the winning numbers are 1, 16, 39, 2, 42, and 14 with a jackpot price of 22,371,987 pesos and 33 centavos. For the Super Lotto 649, the winning combination is 30, 49, 5, 13, 36, and 39 with a jackpot price of 25 million pesos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 4, 2, 3, 7, 0, and 4. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 3, 4, and 4. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 19 and 8. There are no winners for the Lotto 642 and Super Lotto 649. Tomorrow, the 7th of August, classes in some areas have been suspended due to the effects of Tropical Storm Maymay and the southwest monsoon. In Metro Manila, face-to-face classes have been suspended at all levels in most cities, while Quezon City has suspended classes only up to senior high school. Class suspensions have also been implemented in some areas of Pangasinan, Pampanga, and Baguio City.
Yes, it seems that since classes are suspended, we wish everyone stay dry and stay safe.
Yes, it has been a long time raining already, several days.
Yes, definitely everyone should stay safe and at home.
And it may still be rainy tomorrow, but the ASEAN 2026 events won't be dampened.
That's right, Angela. In fact, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, or NCAA, is inviting the public to join tomorrow's cultural event featuring Vietnam. The NCAA has partnered with ASEAN 2026 Philippines for this.
There will also be live performances and workshops, exhibits, and community events that celebrate the diverse traditions of ASEAN member states.
And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening. I am William Thio.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm Gabrielle Lopez. This is 30 News, keeping you informed. Good night.